Hello and welcome. My name's Leanne. I live in Australia and this is my crafty cupboard.
Good morning. I have the luxury of a whole day to film and sit and stitch. And you know how it is when you're spoilt for choice. I found it hard to choose. It's a rainy, peaceful day. And Cheeky Puss is curled up on the chair next to me. My lovely family have all gone out. And I've become unwell with a cough again. So I've decided to stay in and rest up. Yes, so being spoilt for choice, having so many options, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to sew. And I'm in between prompts at the moment for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. So when I'm not sure what to do, I pick up a piece that, requires no thinking and is a long-term project. And so today I've opted for the linen tablecloth that I'm working on. I bought second-hand. So it's just got beautiful little daisies all over it. It's a square linen cloth. The cloth is already finished. And so by the time I'm finished stitching, this is ready to use. And I thought, how lovely. This can definitely come and have a home with me. Do you know what's interesting, sitting here in this light looking at this? I've worked on this a little bit from time to time since I got it. What's interesting is I'm just noticing that they're actually different colours of gold. Oh yes, of course they are very different. And I don't know if I've been mindful of that when I was stitching. I think I just picked up something and stitched. That's okay, isn't it? I'm sure there's no synchronized pattern to it in nature, is there? They'd just be variegated. So this particular kit said to use 3 strands of embroidery thread. And of course I could put it in a hoop because it's all just satin stitch, the whole thing. But I'm quite enjoying just holding it by hand. And popping the little stitches in, listening to the rain, to the little birds. I feel like I always hear the doves call when it's rainy. Wonder what they're saying. Gee, Barry, I wish I had a house like people and I didn't have to sit out here and get wet. I know, Tina. It's unbelievable, right? This needle came with the kit, but it's lovely to use. It's very sharp, and so of course it's just going through the fabric smoothly. It's nice, when we do slow stitching projects, often it can be very hard on our hands getting through the different layers or pulling the different thicknesses of threads through. So it is really lovely to have a break from that and to sit and stitch something that's so smooth. I've always loved stitching. I think it's nice to take an ordinary object and lift it. And the time that we take to stitch something too makes us appreciate that object in its life more. I have bed sheets that I sewed at the start of our marriage a long time ago, and they're still good today. It seems like a lot of the fabrics that have been made since just wear out much more quickly. And across the fold down part of the top sheet, I've stitched phrases. So the first one I did was for our cotton wedding anniversary, and it has a phrase from my wedding vows in it and the date of our marriage across it. And then I've done another one which has a line from a song that I really like. I like old things that have meaning. Don't get me wrong, every now and again I am attracted to the new and shiny. But you know, when I think about replacing this table that I work on, for example, because it really is quite worn, it's not solid timber, it's a timber veneer, which is really worn now. And while a new table would look nicer, it doesn't hold all the memories that this table does. Probably could only bring myself to replace it with something even older. A lovely old solid timber piece, perhaps. I could have sworn that was going straight through the eye of the needle then, but no, veered off to the side. Goodness me, we are having trouble today. should have picked up a different colour. Have a bit of variation down here, but that's okay. Don't know how I've ended up with a stray loop sticking up there, but I am just going to make sure it gets tucked down under what I'm stitching. Cute. Just looking, I'm thinking maybe there's two different greens in there as well. Why are we stuck? Why are we getting stuck? What's happening here? I just don't know. That's better. Yes, there is. There's two different greens as well. Ah, see, now the plot thickens. This kit is not as relaxing as I thought. There are decisions to be made. Oh, I see. Look here. So this one, whoever stitched it before me has done darker and a little patch of lighter there. That's very nice. Yes, that's what they've been doing. Look. Goodness, I don't know if I have the energy for that. Splitting the leaves in half. There. That's probably a leaf I did, is it? Because that's all solid. Yes, look. Two-tone leaves they're doing. Is that one solid? That was probably me, was it? I don't know. Wow, there you go. Now I'm curious, is the cream the one colour? Yes, the cream is just the one colour. There you go, that's what you do. So on days when you're feeling tired and weary and you just want to sit and stitch without thinking, stitch the cream flower parts and can tackle the variegated colours complication other times. Again, I just have everything in a little bag with a little pair of scissors attached and keep the needle in a little plastic case in that bag so I can just pick it up and everything I need is right there to use. Oh, now look, that's got a number on it. Do the others have numbers? Could be a big clue. Okay, so this seems to have its number still, 3. This one's lost its number, and sadly both the greens don't have numbers. It's like a magic trick. I made the needle disappear. Okay, so I'm just working on this flower. No decisions to be made about which colour to use. I keep doing that. All right, let's try again. I started this channel basically because I wanted to join in Roxy's Journal of Stitchery this time, the volume 3 down the garden path. And also because I spend so long on YouTube watching other people make things. I love it. And I thought, well, it's time to give back. It's time to share to others as well. And I'd like to express my gratitude to all the lovely people who take time to leave a comment. It's just so lovely to hear from people, you know. Doing craft in a room by yourself can be a very one-sided conversation. So it's really, really sweet that people take that time to leave a little comment, make that connection. It's so nice to hear from others about what they think, what they're working on, their craft ideas. It's really lovely. So lately I've had a few people commenting, and I just wanted to give a little shout out, a little hello, a little thank you. I've got Nora, Tess, Nasha, Gwendolyn, Christine, Karen, Sue, Juicy, Becca from Willow Hill Designs, Tracy Lee, Corinne, Lisa, Lynn, Nicola, Marnell, Kathy, another lovely crafter who I'm just going to call Night Owl. I'm sorry, I don't know your first name, but hello. It's always lovely to watch your videos and then hear from you in the comments. Beverly, Kathy, Juanette, Deborah, Sharon, Anita, Linda, Marjorie, Elizabeth, Trish, Soretta. Sorry, I stopped stitching my hand. My hand was scrolling. Valita. It's just lovely to hear from you all. I look forward to seeing your comments, hearing about what you're up to. So it's interesting, when I was stitching on those smaller daisies, that was quite easy. That felt quite, you know, I could hold the piece quite firmly. But here I can feel I am struggling a little. So I wonder if a little hoop might help. Okay, so these are two that I have that are a bit smaller. I think this little one might be too small. So these hoops are Nerge. This is Nerge number 2. The reason I like these is that the screw has a slot for your screwdriver. So I find that's very, very helpful for hands with arthritis to be able to tighten it very tightly without so much hand pain. Just going to position it so we've got a fair few flowers in there. Let's see if this works a bit better for me. It's already quite firm. This is my little drawstring bag that I use for embroidery now. So it's got all my small projects in it, and the little pockets, hold things like air erasable pens, a screwdriver for my embroidery stand. You never see me working on my embroidery stand either, because I use my embroidery stand to hold my phone to film. And in here, I have a little flat screwdriver to be able to tighten up my hoops. All right, let's carry on. Let's see if that makes a bit of a difference. It's interesting, isn't it, how different craft projects will have different impacts on us. So, as I'm working on this piece, I just find it very relaxing and calming. But I know that soon my mind is going to grow tired of all the calming, and it will want to be stimulated by something that's interesting and exciting. And that's why I've really enjoyed Roxy's Journal of Stitchery project, because I find it very mentally stimulating. That you are just given a prompt and then you're free to create whatever you think of. And not only that, whatever your hands are capable of. So often it's a fascinating process to me to sort of have a concept in mind and to sort of plan what you think you're going to do. But of course, mixed in with that comes what actually happens. The happy accidents you make along the way, discoveries that you make, learning about things that you think you might be able to achieve, but then sort of discover it's not possible to do it in that way. Changing your plan as you go, just letting the piece evolve. Yes, I find that really, really interesting. I find as I've aged, I have less patience for reading patterns and following patterns, and I just want to make. That's why I do tend to sort of just sit down and start sewing. That little project bag I just showed you, I didn't have a pattern for it. I just had the little stitcheries, and I thought, oh, that looks sweet as pockets on a drawstring bag. And so just set about making it. Of course, it was a lot of working out and fiddling with pieces and thinking, how's this going to go together? Might have been quicker to follow a pattern. But my brain felt more invigorated by just putting hands to work, seeing what happens. going over there. I'm not happy with that little gap left. So if you've got a long-term project you're working on, something that sits there and gets put aside and picked up again. In Australia, of course, the weather's starting to turn cool, and so our minds are starting to go towards winter projects, perhaps doing some more knitting and crochet. And on the other side of the world, our friends, I guess, are starting to think about your summertime projects. I was watching back my video about the things that I purchased at the Australasian Quilt Convention, and I amused myself because virtually every product I purchased shows my obsession with liking to be able to just pick up a project and start stitching. That's why when I saw this incomplete tablecloth in the second-hand store, I knew it was going to come home with me. Look, no preparation. It's already drawn out. I can just start with needle and thread. I really like these muted colours, and I love the look of the cream on the beige linen. It's interesting to me, sort of when I picked it up, I was thinking, oh yes, this is lovely, white daisies on beige linen. And of course, when you look at the cotton by itself, it's quite cream, but against the beige of the linen, it's looking quite white. I'll show you some finished. So, aren't they sweet? They're not finished, but it was finished by whoever handed the kit in for someone else to finish. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your treasures and allowing it to be finished by someone else. This is where they've stitched quite a few. I think it's going to look very sweet. So it's actually a square tablecloth with a circular motif in the middle. So I actually have a lovely little chair and table out under the veranda, out the front, and this will be lovely to go over that tiny little table and sit and enjoy a cup of tea and do some crochet, read a book. It's nice to take time to make special places and nice little moments in our day. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I'm going to keep stitching this now. Hope you have a lovely day. Go and pick up something that you like stitching too. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.